the UK, approximately 98% of all women choose to have a hospital birth, where a full team of midwives, obstetricians, paediatricians and anaesthetists are available 24 hours a day, providing access to high-tech medical facilities, operating theatres and epidural anaesthesia. However, there's a growing band of women who see home birth as a great alternative, provided their pregnancy is perfectly normal.
Before I was even pregnant, if you'd said to me, oh, home birth, I'd have gone, you're mad. That's what hospitals are for.
I chose to have a home birth because I'd had 2 normal births beforehand, and they were after 2 caesarean births in hospital. All my other births have been in hospital. And I just really decided that with a big family, I didn't want to go to hospital anymore.
The research is out there. If you're a low-risk, healthy woman, it is in fact safer to give birth at home than in hospital.
Not all pregnancies are suitable for a home birth. Women requiring caesarean section or those who have preeclampsia, gestational diabetes, twin pregnancy and other medical complications will be encouraged to have a hospital birth to ensure the safety of both mother and baby. First-time mothers may be discouraged from actively pursuing a home birth, but provided their pregnancy is normal, they should be able to achieve one.
I asked about having a home birth from the off. The very first booking appointment. Midwife comes round, takes your blood, sets up the file and everything. I asked there and then about having her, and oh, well, you're a first-time mum. We'll just wait and see how this one goes, and you can definitely have one for your second. It was almost like I was waiting to get their permission.
Even amongst home birthers, it's less typical to have a first baby at home.
I help so many women have their first babies at home, and they do the best out of everybody. Because you've got no hang-ups, you don't know what to expect. You're relaxed, you're at home, you're supported by a midwife that you know. I just wish I'd had that, actually, first time round.
Sarah's first baby, Ella, was born at home, and after such a positive experience, Jude would be born at home too, but it wasn't quite so easy.
She wasn't really able to rationalise things. The wailing and, no, take me to hospital, I want a caesarean. She wouldn't have wanted to have gone in there and had a caesarean. She'd have probably hated me for the rest of my life and beyond that I'd made her go in.
If I had gone into hospital, I would have cried a lot, wouldn't I, Ella?
Cry a lot.
The only reason I wanted to go in was because I was so tired. I thought if I had an epidural, I'd be able to sleep for a few hours. And I know my body so well, all I needed was 3 hours worth of sleep.
Despite the pain and exhaustion, Sarah resisted the urge to transfer to hospital and gave birth to Jude safely here in her sitting room.
I would have liked a 3-hour birth and no pain and all nice and simple, but I wouldn't have changed the fact that it was at home at all.
It was also a family affair, and Ella was allowed to witness Jude's birth.
Well, I do remember blood and poo. Yeah, and when the head came out and the shoulders and the feet.
I think she probably bonded quicker with him than if she hadn't have been there. Excuse you. Oh, again. That's the baby. And she talks about it a lot, so it obviously didn't upset her too much. She's never really talking about it negatively. No, she was fine. She's been absolutely fine. I'm fine with him ever since. So there's not been any jealousy or anything. So I think that's probably because she was there. She accepted him straight away.
The experience of home birth seems to have subtle advantages over being in hospital.
You don't want to be separated your first night together as a family, and Daddy's told to go home and Mummy's put to bed and the baby's put in a crib somewhere away from you, and you're all spending your time apart the first time you become a family, and it doesn't make any sense to me.
I think for me, having a home, being able to go back into my own bed after she was born with all the smells and everything familiar, and someone bring you a cup of tea in your own cup, and in hospital, my experience was you got left.
It was something I will cherish for a long time, being able to have my baby surrounded by everything that was familiar to me, familiar smells. I was able to get into bed afterwards with her.
Ben was born at 27 minutes past 3 in the morning, so I must have got into bed with him probably about 5 after my night bath. And the birds are starting to sing and it's starting to get light. It's the most magical feeling in the world, actually.
I've come a long way in pregnancy, and it was about becoming informed. I thought home birth was for hippies. But we just feel like a very normal family with very lovely kids.